Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan to be baptized by him. Now John would have prevented him, saying, I need to be baptized by you, and do you now come to me? But he answered him, let it be so now. For it is proper for us in this way to fulfill all righteousness. And when Jesus had been baptized, just as he came up out of the water, suddenly the heavens were opened to him. And he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. And a voice from heaven said, this is my Son, the beloved, with whom I am well pleased. Then Jesus was led by that Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And he fasted 40 days and 40 nights. And afterwards, he was famished. And then the tempter came to him and said, if you are the Son of God, command these stones to become loaves of bread. And he answered, it is written, one does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Then the devil took him into the holy city and set him on the precipice of the temple, saying, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. For it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and on their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not dash your foot against the stone. He answered, again, it is written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. So again, the devil took him to a high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world in their splendor. And he said to him, all of these I will give to you if you fall down and worship me. And Jesus said to him, away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him. And the devil left him. And suddenly, angels came and waited on him. Now, I don't know what you noticed about that story when you heard it just now. I want to mention a couple things that I noticed about this story. One, when Jesus goes into the wilderness, what he's tempted by is to forget his own identity. He's just been told at his baptism, he's just heard a voice from heaven say, you are my beloved Son. And what's the first thing that the tempter says to him in the wilderness? If you are God's Son. And this is part of what the wilderness does. As we face the despair of a place that is hostile to human life, a place where we feel threatened, it's easy to become forgetful and maybe begin to doubt identity. And that's exactly where the tempter attacks Jesus. It's not so much about food as about his identity. If you are the Son of God. And how does Jesus remain strong in this moment of temptation? We hear him quote Scripture, and surely part of it is about the time that he spent with Scripture. But remember what we're told when he first goes into the wilderness. We're told that he fasts for 40 days and 40 nights. And this fast was about more than just not eating food. It was during this time that he was with his Father. And that intimacy with his Father is what is undergirding his reading of Scripture. It's what undergirds his use of Scripture in this moment. Because the devil, we see, can quote Scripture too. But it's different than what we see with Jesus. His use of Scripture, his reading of Scripture is grounded in his intimacy with his Father that he's been nourishing and nurturing for the last 40 days of fasting. And that's what gives him strength to hold on to his identity. You are God's beloved child. But in your own time of wilderness, it may be easy to forget or have that identity threatened. And what we want to challenge you to do is to make sure that you are committing that time of intimacy with your Father, to spend time with Him, spend time in Scripture, but spend time nourishing and nurturing that intimacy so that you can be grounded in your identity. You are the beloved child of God.